Hello and welcome to this setup tutorial for the board game Godspeed. It's a bit on the long side, but you've got different things to do, so I think it's fun. If you'd also like to know how to play this game, I have a separate video for that. First, let's get it ready to go. Start by taking out the game board. If you are playing with 4 or 5 people, use this side of the board. I'll be setting it up for 3 players, so I place it with this side up. Have the board facing towards the newest players, but make sure everyone can reach it. Then take out this little moon and place it on space 1 here to keep track of the rounds. You can also take out my favorite components in this game, these crystals. Place them on every space here, the milestones. Next, lots of cards. Let's go from the left of the board to the right. So first cards for here, the seasons. Take out the cards with this on the back. Separate them into 3 decks. Then shuffle them. I'll start with deck number 1. When you're ready, flip over 1 card and place it on the top space. Then do the same for deck number 2. Shuffle and place 1. And finally the same for deck 3. Shuffle and put 1 face up on the last space. The rest of these cards can go back in the box. You won't need them. Next space for cards, here. You need this deck for that. First, separate the deck into category. Look here for the color and the name. Here, in the middle. There's this one. And this one. Keep going until you have 5 decks. Then take one of the decks, shuffle it, and deal 2 cards. The rest can go back in the box. Do this for the other 4 decks as well. Shuffle and deal 2. When you're ready, you should have 10 cards, 1 for each round. Put them all together, give them a good shuffle, and then place that deck face down here. Done. Moving on to the next area, we've got to make a deck for here. That's what you need these cards for. First, separate them into 4 separate decks. The ones with a 1, cards with a 2, a deck that says 3, and finally another deck that says 3, but also has this purple border around it. Then more separating. Only use the cards for how many players there are. I'm playing with 3, so I don't use these cards that say 4 and 5 on the bottom here. They can go back in the box. Do this for every deck. Now we can make the deck that will go here. Start with the deck that shows 3 and does not have the purple border around it. Shuffle this and place it here on the game board. Then take the cards that say 3 and also have the purple border, shuffle it and place it on top of the other one. Then you take the one that says 2, Shuffle it and place it on top of the deck already on the board. And finally, the cards that say 1, shuffle and place them on top. This one is done. The last space on the board for cards, and these are the easiest ones. Take out these cards, separate them into 4 decks. Shuffle each deck and place it on the space where it's supposed to go. Just look at the icon on the card and the icon on the board. I won't shuffle these to save time. We've got more cards, but they come later. First, let's get out all the resources. There are these rockets and crystals and satellite discs, buggies, and these tokens. There's also the first player token, this tiebreaker token, and these strips. All of these can go somewhere next to the board. And now, time to take out everything for the players. First, pick which space program you want to see. I'm in Amsterdam, so let me take this one, the EU. I place this in front of me. I will also take these 5 little boards that are meant to go here during the game. I can already place one, the one where it shows a little star. For me, that's this one. So that's this board. I slide it in. But this is different for every player. Just look at where the star is on your board and which little board is supposed to go there. Get out the most important things for the game, your people. These 5 discs that show your logo on them. Every player has 5 of these. All the same except for the logo and color. Keep them with you. More things. You've got these arrows with your logo on it. Place one on these tracks here on the space that says start. And also 4 flags with your logo on it. Just keep them with you. Finally, every player gets one of these information sheets. Almost done. Time for 2 more cards. First, these initial objective cards. Shuffle the deck and deal 1 to each player face down. And then the last thing to do, these cards, cargo. Before you shuffle them, take out the card that has tiebreaker written on it. This one. Take it out and place it face down in front of you. Then shuffle the rest of these cards. When you're done, deal as many cards as there are players minus 1. We're playing with 3, so I deal 2, and the rest of these cards can go back in the box. Now I've got these 3 cargo cards, 1 for each player. Shuffle them and give 1 to each player. Reveal which one you have, and you can take whatever it says on the card. After that, you won't need this card anymore. Done! Pick a first player. She or he can take this, and then you can start round 1. If you want to know how that goes, follow me to the tutorial. Thank you for watching this setup, and see you for the next one.